club turns into your backyard of good times. With a lineup made for all your people. Calvyn Momo.
Excited to see Maporisa.
DJ Maporisa.
Can't wait to see Will Lindley.
Will Lindley.
Hey, what's up, man? It's the coolest kid in Africa.
Nasty C.
I'm so excited to see Good Luck.
Good Luck. Murder.
Are you guys having a good time?
DJ Kent.
Lack of music, and we're having a lack of joy.
With more still to be announced.
Oh, the noise you can't fall.
This is where Joburg gathers, laughs, and sings along together. Galaxy 947 Joburg Day. Powered by Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7. It's not just a vibe, it's a memory you make with everyone you love. Grab your tickets now on primemediaplus.com.
On 947, this is EWN.
Good evening, I'm Lerato Hufela. The MK party says the Constitutional Court's decision to dismiss its urgent application against President Cyril Ramaphosa shows that the Apex Court is not for the people. The court has denied direct access to the party and its leader, former President Jacob Zuma. The party approached the court to set aside the president's decision to suspend Police Minister Senzo Mchunu and appoint Professor Feroz Kachalia as an acting minister. Khomozo Modisa has more.
Unfortunately, this is something that now the South Africans themselves and people on the ground must take into their own hands.
The MK party says the ruling by the Constitutional Court to deny it direct access, thus dismissing its case, proves KZN Police Commissioner Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi's point that the judiciary is implicated in wrongdoing. Ndlela has argued that the Con Court cannot use direct access as a reason not to hear its matter after it sentenced President Jacob Zuma to imprisonment without a trial in a lower court. While the MK party can still approach the High Court on an urgent basis, Ndlela says they'll have to consult with their lawyers first. Khomozo Modise, Eyewitness News at the Constitutional Court.
Staying with the Concord, Please Call Me inventor Nkosana Makate says he remains resilient despite a setback in his long-running battle with Vodacom. After nearly 20 years of legal battles, Makate is demanding compensation from Vodacom for the Please Call Me product, with the company offering 47 million rand, while he maintains he's entitled to billions. Justice Mbuyiseli Madlanga handed down a judgment today which set aside a Supreme Court of Appeal ruling in Makate's favor and referred the matter back to be heard by a different panel. But Makate believes the Apex Court could have come to a conclusive finding today.
Well, I'm still resilient. I mean, I'll forever be. We'll go to the SCA, and the SCA must just relook at the case and then provide us with the judgment that will then stand the test.
A fine Friday in store for Gauteng tomorrow. Joburg dropping to an overnight low of 7 degrees, peaking at 19, Tshwane 9 and 21 for Inageng 4 and 17. Lerato Hufela, Eyewitness News.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app.
#MSW.
You may begin to feel anxious or excited.
Honest, deliberate, engaging, uncensored.
High dosage administration can cause adverse reactions.
And most importantly, independent in mind and execution.
This is a normal response. Are you ready?
Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Thank you, Mr. Marawa. Good show as always.
Great show as always. Thanks.
Great show as always.
Great show as always, Rob. Thank you.
With regard to the PSL Awards, it was frustrating watching such a low-key event. And the question remains, are we still in the COVID-19? Or maybe the PSL is still in the COVID-19? Because it was such a low-key event. And why they didn't just publish those results in different newspapers, just like the metric results?
There will be always cry about the winners Guma PSL Awards, Mr. Marawa. But I think as it is for us is just to congratulate the winners.
I'd just like to air my disappointments in the league or the broadcaster. Why were the awards not shown live? Instead, we were shown clips of a celebration, the speech by the winners. It is bad to the league. I mean, PSL is the biggest league in Africa.
Cape Town City midfielder Luyolo Slacher is in studio with me.
Yolo is very smart. That young man is very smart. What keeps him going? What keeps him going, especially after he lost his dad? Good gracious me. No, he's very smart. He's going to go far.
I mean, when you hear such comments,
a holistic standpoint, I want to strictly focus on the football once I've set up the systems and processes that can fully operate without me from the business point of view.
Quick fire questions, one word answer. Always a fun at the end of the show. Who's the toughest opponent that you faced?
Ribeiro.
Dream club that you'd love to play for?
Arsenal.
Book, podcast or quote that keeps you focused?
The quote is stay small enough, long enough, and you'll be big enough soon enough.
Yo, I've got no more questions. Just that quote alone has blown me away.
Robert Marawa, live on 947. Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live. #MSW.
Well, there were different variations in terms of the name. Others, before they even knew who he was, were saying it's Calvyn Lejon, and others were saying it's Calvyn Lejon. Hey, guys, at the end of the day, he is the chairman of Siwelele Football Club, the newly acquired team. And when you have him in front of you, a lot of things come through to mind. But most importantly is the fact that he presents himself in a very dignified manner. He presents himself as somebody who has a mission, as somebody who wants to achieve, as somebody who wants to also learn, because it is a massive platform that he comes into. It's a huge responsibility that he takes charge of. And when I talk about that, I talk about Siwelele Football Club, acquired by himself. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But that's why he is here to answer those and many other questions. Welcome to it. It is Marawa Sports Worldwide, proudly brought to you by Hollywood Bets.
Let's go! The moments you remember. The games you can't forget. Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Vuma FM and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bets.
And that is why, so that we don't waste any time, we dive straight into the interview. And that is tonight. Us welcoming a man who's not just entering football. I think he's storming through the gates of history. He is a businessman with very bold dreams, a disruptor with a vision, and now he's a proud new owner of Siwelele Football Club, and has got the headlines buzzing with his SuperSport United status acquisition. He's here to break it all down. It's a case of the why, the how, and what's next in this daring football takeover, and what drives a man to trade the boardroom suit for boots on the touchline. You might be wearing a suit today, but hey, believe you me, you'll need more than that. For you and I, the questions are, what are the dreams for Siwelele? How does he plan to shake up the beautiful game in Mzansi? All I can say is buckle up, because the winds of change are blowing through the PSL. At the eye of the storm stands one name, Calvyn Lejon. He is the chairman of Siwelele. Welcome to Marawa Sports Worldwide. I believe your first interview.
100%. Thank you for inviting me, Mr. Rob. It's my first interview, so if I mess it up, please be light on me. I've never done this before.
No.
Yes.
It's impossible for you to mess up your own product. We're 100%. Just talking about your product. So yes. It's good news. It's anything that you would want to share with us that we don't know. Because in this world of media and speculation and false narratives and everything else that goes with it, it's important that we have a sit down like this to clear the air, and maybe for you to introduce yourself to the footballing world. Because when we posted that some time ago, people were saying, who, what, Calvyn, where? If I had to give you 90 seconds to just introduce yourself in terms of who you are in the space, how would you describe yourself?
Okay, I'm Calvyn Lejon, born and bred in Bloemfontein in the Free State Province. And I've been doing business my entire life through my father. So my father's my teacher, he's my mentor. I love him, I respect him, and I admire him. So that's me in a nutshell. Some would say I'm a daddy's boy, but he taught me everything I know, 100%.
All right. And obviously, for the sake of declaring, we're not going to treat it as Parliament. Daddy is the Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture. He is who he is, the own person, Gayton McKenzie.
100%, yes.
So when you say he's taught you a lot, what are the main things that he has taught you?
I think my father's not only taught me.
Yeah.
I think his story is a lesson for each and every person in South Africa, because we live in a country where hope and growth as a human being is, there's not it's not everywhere, so he's one of those people that show you that you can literally come from nothing, and he came from below zero and made it to where he is. He's a very family orientated man. If you ask my little brothers, he's a strict father. He requires a lot from us, but in the end, and I'm a true testimony of that, he truly wants the best for us. 100%.
The survival, because I think a lot of what attributes go to him is that of survival.
Yes.
I mean, he talks very fondly and proudly. Obviously he's a politician and everything is out there. They go very deep and very personal at times, from calling him Pantiti to calling him all sorts of names. Obviously, as kids who don't understand how the bigger world works, I mean, how do a lot of those jibes and vibes sit with you? Or is that an inspiration to see how he responds then to that negativity?
No, I think for me, it doesn't faze me, it doesn't touch me, because I grew up in an environment where my father was actually a prisoner.
Yeah.
When I think back, I was living at my great grandmother's house, and all my cousins, their fathers would come and fetch them. And for me, it didn't click. Like, hey, actually, where's my father? I was too young to understand that he is in prison. And so for me, it's I grew up with it. People have always said a lot of things about him, but I guess it's life.
Now you find yourself at the center of that. You find anybody that enters football enters the world of conversation, because football is conversation in South Africa.
Yes.
It's the national meal. It's the breakfast, lunch, and supper of South Africa.
Okay.
So you know that. I mean, especially when you walk into a Siwelele minefield of hopes and dreams, of broken dreams as well, of shattered dreams of what would have been had it still been Bloemfontein Celtic, whatever the case might be. Football is a daily diet for us. What's your feeling now? I mean, do you feel slightly nervous at times? Do you feel excited about the prospect?
In all honesty, I didn't know how big this football world was, because for me, it was all about the fans. Being a fan myself, like I wanted to bring the team back. I can't even name one player that was playing during half the games I watched, because I was concentrating too much on learning the songs that the fans were singing. So for me, I didn't know how big this world was until you leaked Celtic United and my phone was buzzing. When did you change the team's name?
My apologies, man.
Yeah.
It's not me, it's the Scorpions.
So yes, like for me, it's purely a passion project. We need to reinvest in the Free State. It's our CSI as a family.
Yeah.
We grew up in Bloemfontein, and if we're being honest, as a nation, Bloemfontein is on a downward. The Free State itself is on a downward spiral. So it's not even political for me. I know people are saying that no, this is political. It's not. We want to contribute towards helping the Premier of the Free State, towards helping the Mayor of Bloemfontein. This is purely giving back home, and that's it for us. It's especially I'm a supporter, Kilisele.
But yeah, sorry to do this, because I hear you saying it's not politics.
Yes.
But the two individuals you named are politically inclined, the mayor and the premier.
Yes.
So if you want to do something, I would say, with my advice, don't worry about those individuals. They got a political thing to sort out. They got a political mess to sort out. Bloemfontein people come with no political agenda. They want happiness. I've heard the chairman of the PSL say this, that football brings up the happiness index of South Africans. So that's all they want. So I would say forget the mayor, forget the premier. They're wonderful human beings. But for your journey, you see the hunger and the desire that people have. You saw with the unveiling, with Siema coming in. What did that crowd say to you? Because it must have rung true something in your head.
You know, when I got there, I was shocked by the amount of people that were there. And two, it was the first room I've ever walked in where everyone is happy.
Yeah.
I've been in many rooms, but that was the first room in my entire life where each and every individual is happy. You know, so I went upstairs and I sat down, and luckily there were railings because I was crying. Because I did not expect such a warm welcome. And for me, I just have to say thank you to Masele. Masele, you know, more than anything. You know, we have a song where we say, Siwelele FC, we love you more than the stars. And for me, that is for me. Siwelele is my home, and I'm going to die by this team, Mr. Rob. It's the love of my life.
Don't worry about the mister. Call me Rob. Relax. Let's have a nice chat here. I love the enthusiasm. While we're doing the housekeeping,
yes,
because after the break, I want to get into the football side.
Yes.
So establishing your roots, your background, you know, from a parenting perspective. Now, a lot of people are confused. Okay. Calvyn Lejon.
Yes.
You're not supposed to be McKenzie. Clear that up, you know, so that we don't find this question coming up later on.
Okay. I need to clear it up because I've been asked the questions myself. So, on the day I was born, my father was sentenced to 17 years in prison. My mother then decided that she's not going to give her child the surname McKenzie. She didn't want her child to grow up with the surname of a prisoner. So she gave me her surname, which is Lejon. And yes, that's basically it. And I never changed it back. Growing up, I actually felt like I'm so blessed that I've got my mother's surname because I did not have to live under my father's shadow directly. Like, I would be in rooms where people are discussing my father, and I'd sit there and actually watch them, you know, and listen. And sometimes I'd be like, oh, that guy is right.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't live with the title of the son of Gayton McKenzie. I've never lived like that. I've always tried to keep under the radar. And to Twitter, I'd like to say, not because I'm running away from anything. I just wanted my peace and live in the shadows. That's my entire life. I don't have any social media. The only social media I could say I have is WhatsApp. And that's purely from a point of just
easy communication.
100%. But moving away from, I don't want to be in the spotlight. And now it looks like I'm in the.
You can't. You're in it because 100%. Now when you come onto the show and you say, and you talk again, you say, you've been a businessman for many, many years.
Yes.
So part of the scrutiny in football is a businessman, and what were you specializing in as Calvyn Lejon? What was your main source of income? But in this case, I would say, what is your main source of wealth?
Okay. Okay, so in my personal capacity, I'm not a millionaire.
Not even 1 million in your account?
No, I'm not here for financial things.
Okay, no, I'm just basing it on what you say.
To answer your question, I got my inheritance early, I'd like to believe, because my father when he was appointed as a minister, he was no longer allowed to do business. So all the family businesses were then moved to my name. We are in the transport industry, we're in mining, we're in hotels. I've also taken over his publishing company. So we have our hands in a lot of pies. But the majority of the money comes from mining.
Wow.
Yes.
So I have no knowledge about anything to do with mining.
Okay.
I just try and mine information, mine answers from individuals. That's the only mining I know. What would you say? Is it coal mining, diamond mining, gold mining?
It's slate mining.
And
diamond mining.
Obviously profitable.
Yes. Yes.
And successful.
However, so in terms of the diamond mining, it's no longer as profitable as it used to be. Lab diamonds are now a big factor in the industry. So what I'm trying to do now is divest as quickly as I can.
Really?
I see a storm coming in terms of diamond mining.
But why is that?
There's lab diamonds. Like they're actually manufacturing diamonds in a lab. So we're here.
So like anything that is Hong Kong that we have, from people consuming fake alcohol to...
Yes.
Everything is taken that direction.
So now we have fake diamonds.
But if you have the real ones and they can be exported, surely you're winning.
No, the diamond price is at its lowest in years, Uncle Rob. Like it's not...
Really?
Yeah, it's not... It's circumstances that we're dealing with.
Yeah.
There's a lot of diamond miners that have left the country. It's no longer a profitable business to be in. But diamond miners are literally living hand to mouth currently.
Sure. All right, we'll find out after the break, though, what drew the purchase, the takeover, to take us through the SuperSport acquisition and how that came about. But it's been made public in terms of the amount that you would have paid for the acquisition of SuperSport United.
Yes.
Just as a reminder, you want to remind us again of what that amount was?
50 million.
Hashtag MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live at the same time.
Hashtag MSW. Since coin payphones, we've been turning small change to lasting connections. From more lomhlobo wam to more nice ways to stay connected, keeping every interaction monati. And now, our look reignited. Our classic brand cutting edge. So join us as we celebrate our bold new look, explore our history, and take a glimpse into our future. Telkom, possible begins here.
At Lotto Star, we're proud to be the first in SA to offer a dedicated responsible betting program. Need to check in with yourself? Take our self-assessment quiz. Need a break? Choose a cooling off period or our easy self-exclusion option. For help and support, our independent counselors are here 24/7. Lotto Star, your world of live games. Lotto Star is licensed by the Mpumalanga Economic Regulator. No under 18. NRGP 0800 006 008. T's and C's apply. All games are fixed odds betting events.
Are you still waiting for nighttime to browse, stream, or chat? With an MTN Mobile Internet Platinum plan, you get 50 gigs of anytime data for just $199 per month. That's anytime data to use whenever you want, and you can share it with up to 5 friends and family. Plus, add a 4G pocket router for just R10 extra per month and hotspot up to 10 people wherever you go. So visit an MTN store or mtn.co.za now. T's and C's apply. Today we make moves. MTN.
Imagine 30% off everything for your garden. This week only at Stodell's Garden Centres. This special offer is just for Stodell's Garden Club members. Not a Stodell's Garden Club member yet? Simply sign up at Bryanston, Ferndale or Menlo Park and start saving right away. No waiting, no catch. Drop in and see why there's such a buzz about Stodell's. Hurry, offer ends 3rd August. Stodell's Garden Centres. Create happiness.
Okay, it's time. An employee review of my F&B Gold Business account. Okay. You give me 10 free transactions a month, and you even help me pay my banking fees using eBucks. Batung, unlocking more cash from my salon. No other card does this. You reward me so much, I want to reward you.
The F&B Gold Business account. No other card works harder for your business because your cash flow is worth it. F&B, help changes everything. TCs and earn rules apply. F&B, a division of First Rand Bank Limited, an authorized FSP and credit provider.
House and Home's Big Green Sale is now on with unbeatable savings on a wide range of furniture, appliances and more. Like the Hisense 263-litre black glass finish water on tap bottom freezer fridge. Only 5,890. Save 2,600 or save 2,500 on the Luna Neria Pillow Top Queen Base set. Just 4,990. The Big Green Sale only at House and Home until 3 August. T's and C's apply.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
I mean, there's an opportunity of survival here. There's a gentleman called Mtokozi Sidube who is, Mtoko, Cape Town City's relegation. Something might change.
Cape Town City do have a case because when you look at the registration of Monde Mpambaniso, there are issues there. So they definitely do have a case which could actually change a lot of things in terms of how, the league table from last season finished. I mean, we spoke about this thing in the APC Mtsepe where an ineligible player was used by Highlands Park. They lost all those points and were relegated. So we could see a similar thing happening in the...
So Friday is the big date, but tomorrow is the big meeting.
Friday is a big date.
Got 15 youth internationals in my academy now. They don't want to be playing for an NFT club in their future. They want to be in a PSL club. It's critical that we get back into the PSL.
Hashtag MSW. Hashtag MSW.
Right, well, listening to that John Committee's voice in that promo that we were playing just now just reminded me that it does seem that from 4:30 this afternoon, the Premier Soccer League were locked in a meeting of some sort, whether it was at DC level, whether it was at whatever the level is, but all they're doing is crunching the real facts behind whether or not a Cape Town City would be able to get back and play in the top flight football, which would mean that Marumo Gallants would then have to go and play in the playoffs, which then means if Orbit say no, they can't, they've already played in the playoffs. If another team says, hey, we were there, but we want this opportunity because legally it's been presented to us, then they're going to fight their own fight. All I can say is at the worst of situations, I don't know if it's worse or better off, but we could end up in a situation where we have a 18-team Bedway Premiership next season. Because if the rulings are coming out and they are pointing towards wrong that was done by Marumo, then it means that if you're guilty of that, then the points need to be deducted. And if they don't deduct, then what is the punishment that will be meted to them? So those, for me, are the important things. And I think the Scorpions are telling me that the meeting is still underway. We'll let you know if anything comes out of that. But the important thing is that our big interview today, and I can see a lot of you on YouTube. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are live on the YouTube channel, also taking your comments and questions on that platform. He is our guest for the very first time, as I said, Siwelele FC chairman Calvyn Lejon is here with me, ladies and gentlemen. As we headed off to the break, you spoke about the 50 million purchase of the club. Was it a negotiation? Was it an offer that was put on the table when you found out that SuperSport United was maybe up for sale?
Sir, it was an auction. So we put our bid in and luckily we won. But the journey didn't start there for us.
Okay.
8-9 months ago, we were part of the Royal AM auction.
Yes.
So there were 2 auctions that took place for Royal AM. We lost both. And then luckily we were invited to the SuperSport United auction and luckily we won that bid.
So with Royal AM, was it a complication of what was happening between them and SARS?
I don't know the nitty-gritties of the Royal AM matter, but for us it was purely from a case of a club is for sale and we want to bring Siwelele back to the Free State. So it was that for us. We didn't know what issues there were between Royal AM and SARS, but...
So what prevented that from happening? So you go and you bid. If it's an auction, you put out your hand, and obviously the irony would have been it's the same Royal AM that took a Bloemfontein Celtic, changed the name, relocated to Durban. You would be rewiring that if that had happened.
So for us, we didn't bid based on mystical figures. We actually did the homework and the calculations as to if we bid this much for this team to get it out of the trouble that the team is in is going to cost us this much, and that's the number that we went in with. Someone won the first auction and they never paid. The second auction, same thing. So we bid the same amounts for both auctions.
Which was how much?
It was 20 million.
20 million for Royal AM.
Yes.
So the one that was allegedly going to go to Roy in Durban, but he was not able to meet the payment in time, was for the 20 million.
That was the second auction.
Yeah.
But we'd bid 20 million. I don't know how much he'd bid. I was just really disappointed that we didn't win. So
Yes.
I didn't get into the issues of who won and how much they bid.
What were they saying? So why didn't you win that bid? Because you had the capital.
No, they bid higher than us. I think that's how an auction works.
Yeah.
Yes, so they said they'd pay. They bid more money than us,
But they didn't pay.
Yes, but they didn't pay.
So
I
when
don't know
they-
why.
Yeah.
Yes.
So then when you don't pay, then do you go back and start the process again?
I think with that's what happened between the first and the second auction. The person that won the first auction didn't pay, and then we went back and we had a second auction. But in the second auction, after the second auction, the PSL then decided to relegate Royal AM. I think that's, according to my timeline, from a person that was participating in the auction, that's how it went.
So they ceased to exist as an entity. So you couldn't then go and bid for something that doesn't exist.
Yes.
All right. So then how does the SuperSport angle come in? Because, I mean, here's a team that has for many years been probably one of the best run teams in the league. Also very financially stable. Through many years, we never heard any negativity except maybe for the past 5 or so years where we knew that SuperSport United as an entity were struggling financially. And there was rumors about them having to go on sale, which were always refuted, as we would expect them to be. They'll never admit to it. So then how do you get wind of the possibility, business-wise, of something happening with SuperSport?
I think how they got wind of us is maybe they looked at the people that had bidded for Royal AM, and we were then invited, and luckily we won. That's how it went for us.
So it was that straightforward. So you moved from 20 million for the Royal AM, and then now here is an entity that is within the Premier Soccer League. Yes. So that amount that goes up to 50, was that just available capital, or they told you that they're not going to sell anything less than 50 million? Just to give us an understanding of how these numbers were crunched.
So, as I said before about Royal AM, so we calculated how much Royal AM is going to cost us truly with the debt. So it was maybe 30 million or so. So we'd budgeted 50 million to purchase a team. So even when we went to SuperSport, they've got no debts. So we went in with the full 50 million and we said, guys, here's our bid for the team, and we won.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you had available an amount of 50 anyway, so if you say, as a layman, Calvyn, where do you get 50 million rand? How do you answer that?
Okay, so I don't have 50 million just lying around. I sold our properties in the coast. I sold some properties in Sandton to fund the project, being being SuperSport United, the purchase price. And then to fund the liquidity of the team, I sold some shares to a consortium of one of our diamond mines in the Northwest for the sum of 90 million rand. And that's how everything has been happening. I saw a rumor that I got a tender of 70 million somewhere on Twitter, and that's a blatant lie. I know nothing about that.
But you shouldn't be on Twitter because you don't exist on Twitter. What is Calvyn Lejon doing now on Twitter when he's not there? So that's why, keep away from those things.
Yes.
So while you talk about Twitter, they also make the claim that there was an amount of money that came from Makeni Kunene, for example. Yes. You've seen that, you've heard that.
Yes.
How do you respond to that?
I don't have any friends, associates, or family members that are doing any work in the city, or the Department of Sports for that matter. I don't do tenders. I tried, and for me, seeing people arrested every 3 days is scary. So but I don't do, I'm in different businesses, but I don't work with the state. So that's me in a nutshell. You know, when that 70 million tweet came out, my mom called me and she was hysterical. Like, did you receive this money? Did you receive this money? I was like, no, Mom, I didn't. We spoke for an hour over the phone, and every time I thought I've reassured her she's fine, she's like, are you sure? So
what was she worried about?
No, she was just worried that it's corrupt money. So she was worried that her son might be arrested for...
so she was fearing a scandal, basically.
Yes, she was fearing a scandal. You know, a mother's always worried about her son. But yes, for me, I've never, I think if anyone has any information of me receiving that 70 million from the city, let them bring it out. I've got nothing to hide.
Yeah. So is it a 50 million cash payment, boom, or how does it work?
Okay, so I thought it's a 50 million cash payment, boom.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work like that. Like Super Sports International actually wants you to prove where you got the money. They do their due diligence thoroughly. So I had to prove where I got the money, and I had to prove that everything was above board. So for me, and it was important that they do so. Like even me now, if anyone wants proof of how I acquired certain things, I've got the evidence in my back pocket. That's, it's not a secret that we live in a country where corruption is a big factor. So especially with a person like me that is politically connected to the minister, I always have to prove that I'm above board.
So you sell certain assets to make the money that amounts to, including mines, to 90 million. So then do you not run the risk now from here onwards? So purchase is made, club is Siwelele, it's born, it's there, it's registered, it's going to be part of the Betway Premiership next season. Do you then have enough capital to run the club? Because the purchase is the wonderful thing, it's done. Yes. But now it has to do with how other clubs run into financial trouble. Is that, do you have enough capital now to say, okay, we purchasing players, it's transfer season starting this weekend officially with the MTN 8. Do you have enough liquid cash or money for you to sustain the club so that you don't go back to the old Bloemfontein Celtic problems where players are not being paid? You know the story, what was going on there. So do you have, can you promise the people who are looking at you as a savior now to say you're not going to hit a brick wall anytime soon?
Okay, in terms of, as much as this is a passion project for my family and I, we're going to run this club in a sustainable way. It needs to wash its own hands. I'm sure we'll put in $1 million there to fund the club, but the club does have sponsors. The club is healthy. It is Super Sports United, after all.
Yes.
One of the best administratively run teams in the entire...
You would hope so. Former Super Sports United. So we closed their door, but you got a CEO who's still a CEO who was with Super Sport.
100%, yes. That was one of the main factors. Like in the deal, we asked that, please, can you Stan Matthews come along, because he's incredible. Like without him, I don't think I would have been able to navigate the storms that I've been fighting in my short journey in football.
What would those storms be? I mean, share with us, because confidence within this room here. What sort of storms or backlash or difficulties have you encountered in your short stay in football?
I think, firstly, I didn't know football is such a big community. When we did this thing, it was purely based on and when I got there, they're like, players' contracts are expiring. I'm like, come on, guys, I'm happy and you're depressing me with this. So in the transition between of Siwelele and Super Sports United, we lost a lot of players because we're still busy doing admin. So we don't know who can sign which player. So that's how we lost so many players. It's been a lot. I can't think of them right now. I'm dealing with some of them as we speak.
But
I think
one of the
one of the fears that we had, because I wasn't sleeping, because I'm thinking, I hope the PSL approves the sale. I hope the PSL approves the sale. So it's been a difficult process, because we are trying to actually do this properly. It's not, for us, it's not about money. It's we have to go back to Bloemfontein at some point as a family. So we don't want to be seen as those people that, you guys leave since it Masele. You said you promised that you're going to bring it back, and look what you did with it. Bloemfontein is home, Uncle Rob. So for us, doing this properly, and to give you an example, I know nothing about the football. If you ask the CEO, Stan Matthews, he'll tell you that. I tell him, CEO, do your thing. Let me know if you need any help from my side, but do your thing. You know what you're doing. I'm not going to be there in the change room saying, play this player, play that player. No. Sure. 100%.
So you can't even say to us today, like, okay, we're in the transfer market, Thabo Mokele, we're going for him, Xola Mlambo, we're going for him. So that type of thing, that detail, you're not in that space as yet.
I'm definitely not. Yeah, don't even ask me that.
So even if you signed a player this afternoon on your way to the studio, that would be out of your realm because you've given that power of authority to Stan Matthews.
100%. I've got solid trust in him. He's been all but good to us. Solid CEO. I have all the trust in him.
But which one player do you want to sign that you know is a good footballer and you've got the finance, you want to buy him?
That is up to Coach Siama.
That's up to Siama?
Yes.
You wouldn't nudge him and say, player X is available.
No.
Would you want him to come through?
I think let the football guys do the football.
Yeah.
You know, for me, I'll be there with the finance guys and ensuring that we are running a tight fiscal ship. But in terms of the players who signed, how it's signed, where I fit in is, can the club afford it or not?
Yeah.
If we can't, then the player's not being signed. But
tell me about the sponsors. Who are the sponsors?
I can't at the moment. We're still signing, yes.
Season starting in a couple of days.
100%, but we've been in existence for less than a month.
Yeah.
Yes.
No. Obviously, that was the calculated gamble that you knew was always going to exist. So, firstly, PSL have approved. They've signed. You guys are legal. You're going to be part of the PSL next season. All right. So, potential sponsor, you're going to be announcing when?
I think maybe before the first game, we will announce the potential sponsors.
First game is creeping up. It's on the 9th of August. You play against Arrows.
100%.
It's just around the corner.
Yes.
So you've got a small window as the 1st of August creeps up tomorrow.
No, we didn't start talking to the sponsors last week.
But in terms of announcing it, obviously it's got to be on the jersey. You've got to go to get it printed and all of those technicalities.
Yes, I think those are questions for the CEO, Stan Matthews.
Yeah.
He's got it under control, so give him a call, Uncle Rob. He can be here tomorrow.
Hey, Stan's been dodging us.
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live at the same time.
#MSW. It's all smooth and safe with Lulabet. No long queues, no slow spins, just fast, easy sign up on all slots. Hundreds of casino games, live dealer tables, and all the sports you love. Enjoy free spins and instant payouts 7 days a week. Live chat with real people 24/7. That's why more phones prefer to fly with lulabet.co.za. Lulabet, you know bets.
No person under the age of 18 years is permitted to gamble. Operator licensed by the Western Cape Gambling and Racing Board. National Responsible Gambling Program. Toll free counseling line 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp help to 076 675 0710. Winners know when to stop.
Win big with Cell C is back. It's bigger, it's amplified. Stand a chance to win your share of 10 million rand in prizes when you sign up, upgrade or recharge with Cell C. Get the new Honor 400 Pro on a 36-month Elevate 2 Plus contract for only 949 rand per month. Go in store or call 084 145. Valid until 31 July. T's and C's apply. Switch to C. Cell C.
Hey, Laura. The unmistakable voice of jazz and soul returns to South Africa. Gregory Porter joined the two-time Grammy Award winner for one night only, performing hits like Liquid Spirit, Hey Laura, and many more, live in Johannesburg on the 15th of November at the DP World Wanderers Stadium. Don't miss one of the greatest voices of our time, Gregory Porter, live in concert. Book now at showtime.co.za in association with 947.
So, how did it go?
Oh, just perfect. The drive, so comfortable. The panoramic sunroof, my highlight.
But what about the date?
It was nice, but the Jolian Pro, next level.
Sometimes the drive is the best part. The Haval Jolian Pro from 4299 per month. Visit gwm.coza for T's and C's and book a test drive. Go with more. Go with GWM.
Are you ready to feel it all? From the power and performance, the confidence and control, to a once-in-a-lifetime VIP experience, Shell V-Power is giving you a chance to feel the fuel and then feel it all. Spend 750 rands 3 times a month and tap your V Plus rewards card between August and October for a chance to win one of 5 VIP experiences. Fill up with Shell V-Power today and get ready to feel the fuel. T's and C's apply.
There's just something different about flying with Lyft.
Whether you're traveling solo for business or with the whole family for a well-deserved getaway, we've put our hearts into creating an elevated flying experience. Visit lift.co.za today.
On Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Cape Town City midfielder Luyolo Slacha is in studio with me tonight. Let's first start off though, even at 23, there's so many different aspects to you and your world, but the footballing side, was that always in the DNA? Was that always part of the plan, and where did that begin?
Football is my first love, it's my passion. That's always going to be the main thing, regardless of whatever happens. Started off when I was very, very young. I just found myself with the ball on the streets in Cape Town. That's basically how I learned how to navigate through life.
But do you have a memory of who the first person was, the very first person who actually believed in you?
That would have to be my dad. In football, from like 6, 7 years old. He was there every single game, training. There was moments where I said, just let's leave this, man, because there's that thing in your mind as a footballer that only the 1% will make it. And you would say, no, keep going.
MSW. MSW.
Good evening, Rob, and your listeners. Nice listening to the young man from Siwelele FC, the chairman there. I just hope that he succeed in his endeavors so that Free State can come back to soccer as he used to see Bloemfontein Celtic dominating Miracle Tadango.
Yes, good evening, Rob. Good luck to the new chairman. Rob, I just want to ask him a few questions. One is, I see he's also taken the CEO with him. Is he maybe not afraid of sabotage, since it looks like he's taking the whole administrative? Thank you. This is Wilson in Foslo.
Good evening, Rob, and your guest, the new chairman of Siwelele. I just have two questions, quick, straight to the point. What about the name Bloemfontein Celtic? Is he gonna buy the name from Edimudise or what? And secondly, we just wish him all of the best, and let's hope he doesn't come here to football to take chances like Max Tabalala. He did the same when we bought Celtic from Jimmy Augusto. Thanks, Rob. It's Musiwa from Woodbank.
Rob, evening to the chairman. Rob, just maybe a quick one. What is it that what is his boardroom staff? What does it look like? Because why am I asking this? Rob, we've seen teams like this, Abaya Zange, they don't last. And many of them, even now, Marumo Galants is facing charges of a player who has played 27 times or 26 times without proper paperwork. So does he have proper backroom staff as Caesar in terms of the administration of the team? And in order for them not to have such issues like Abomam Kize, Abomarumo Galants, where you find Guti players sometimes is Patalwa envelope on the field of play. Does he have a proper backroom staff to help him run the team? Thank you, Tarop.
Yo, Brarop, Lutik here, man, stakeholder of this beautiful game. While we celebrate the return of Siwelele FC, we can't ignore the serious questions surrounding how this happened. So we're asking these questions for transparency, not to cause any controversy, but the support of these beautiful games deserve some answers. Can Mr. John confirm the full source of funding used for the purchase of SuperSport United? And can Mr. John please confirm whether there was any portion of this transaction that were supported by entities that did business with government departments, especially those government departments, the sports department that is linked to his father, Gayton McKenzie? Can Mr. John confirm whether family connections in government influenced or facilitated this transaction in any form, politically, financially, or administratively? Can Mr. John confirm whether he personally engaged with PSL executives or any owners to secure the deal prior to his father, McKenzie's public advocacy for Celtic's return? And lastly, we want to know, how does this club plan to handle the identity staff and players of SuperSport United? Tango.
Thank you so much. Calvyn Lejon, Siwelele FC chairman, is live in studio. A myriad of questions.
Yes.
So with that last voice note,
yes,
do you want to take up a lot of them? I think a lot of them we've dealt with somewhat in the beginning regarding the funding. But if there's anything that's outstanding, how would you address him?
Okay, let me start with the hot topic, the name Bloemfontein Celtics.
Yes.
Mr. Rob, I cannot buy a name for 10% of the club's value. It's not, for me, it's 5 million for a name. I can't.
Is that what Mr. Modise is asking for?
That's what the people that have tried to buy the name before me,
yeah, that
was the asking price. 2, I don't know Mr. Modise. I've got all the respect for him as an elder. And somewhere in my heart, I do believe that he is Kilisele,
Sure.
But for me, I just can't spend that type of money. And when I met Ntate Petrus Mulimela's family, and they told me a story that resonated with me. They told me that Ntate Mulimela sold the Bloemfontein Celtics to the next owner for 600,000. The entire team and the status for 600,000, and he said, "Please just take care of this team." And for me, that is Siwelele.
That was to Jimmy Augusti.
Yes. We're not. It's not a culture of trying to make money with a name. We've felt the pain of being without a team, and if someone's trying to make money out of that pain, then for me, I'm not interested. And it's a two-pronged answer. The second thing is that we must accept that Bloemfontein Celtics has evolved. It's no longer just a Bloemfontein team. The entire Free State supports Siwelele, and the nation at large. Anybody can now support Siwelele because we're not just about a town. We have been accepted by the country in totality, and the country loves our culture. So let's share this pie with everyone. That's for me.
So in summary, from what I'm gathering from you, is that you feel that the battle to get back the right to name Bloemfontein Celtic as Bloemfontein Celtic is a battle that you're no longer willing to explore any further because they would like to charge you 5 million.
Not only that, I did ask my lawyers to check issues around the name, and where there's smoke, there's fire for me. If something seems like it is not a good investment, I'm not going to now risk Marcele getting their team back simply because of a name.
But is it legally purchased? I think you'd remember many years ago when Bafana Bafana went through something similar. So Bafana Bafana was given a name by some top journalists who worked for the Sowetan back then. Abo Selo Rabutata, Abo Spusisom Selegu, they put that name forward as a nickname for the national team, and everybody loved it. It became Bafana Bafana. But one thing SAFA didn't do is register the name Bafana Bafana. So now you can find a Bafana Bafana butchery, a scrapyard, a spaza shop, anything is called Bafana Bafana because they did not lay claim legally to the name itself. So with Bloemfontein Celtic, is it a legally registered entity that you have no right now to use? Is that where it sits?
In terms of the name Bloemfontein Celtic,
100%.
They own the name. I don't even know who exactly owns the name.
But how do they own? Bloemfontein is a city. So you can put, so a lot of people would call it Bloemfontein Celtics.
Yes.
But it's Bloemfontein Celtic. So by a mere change of one letter, you're not infringing on anybody's right because Bloemfontein still remains Bloemfontein. If it's Celtic without Celtics, you're not infringing on anybody's right.
So the people around me advised me not to do that because it is an infringement of the trademark. So we do own the trademark Siwelele. We own Punya Sele Sele. So we own the trademark of the names we have. So we're not trying to steal the name. If we change the letter, for an example, we're then acting in bad faith. Mr. Modise still has the name Bloemfontein Celtics, and if he buys a team, he can name it that. at some point, even if they are, for me, if there are two teams in the PSL, one is Siwelele, one is Bloemfontein Celtics, then we've got a greater chance of winning the league.
But let's go back.
Yes, sir.
Let's go back. So, what was Bloemfontein Celtic's nickname?
It's got many nicknames.
What is the main one?
Siwelele.
What is the name of your team right now?
My team is an evolution of Bloemfontein Celtics.
So it has the DNA of Bloemfontein Celtic.
100%.
It's like saying, sorry to go to politics, Umkhonto weSizwe used to be that was ANC, but then with the breakaway, there's now a party called Umkhonto weSizwe, but without being ANC.
Mr. Rob, so I actually did some research with regards to the name Celtics. So when Celtics came out, the first name was Fraser's Celtics.
Correct.
It then went to Magical Celtics.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ntate Molemela named it Bloemfontein Celtics.
But you know what Fraser's was? Fraser's was the name of a furniture store, like
Yes.
Bears Finishers.
100%. But I'm just proving that the name has evolved over time. We are not... I think this whole situation is a lesson to business people such as myself that we cannot hold the fans of Bloemfontein ransom. We cannot hold Siwelele supporters ransom. It's like me, if I mess up this team, for an example, I don't own it. It belongs to the fans. Let me take the name and give it back to the fans and say, I failed. Find someone else who can continue. That is the lesson in this. Is we can't be held ransom over a name. Siwelele is not a name, it's a culture. The supporters, they supported no team for how many years? That is a culture, Mr. Rob.
Yeah. And what are the club colors going to be?
Green and white.
Green and white.
Yes.
Same as Bloemfontein Celtic.
Yes. So we've the only change that we did do is we've made our alternative kit orange in commemoration of the Free State Cheetahs.
Oh.
Yes.
Nice. Are you going to collaborate with them?
Their kit, in the discussions, their kit is green and white, the alternative kit.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
But then in terms of collaboration where the usage of the main stadium, the main rugby stadium,
yes,
where the Cheetahs play, and where if there's a big game, I would imagine that you're going to be using the Dr. Pedros Melemela Stadium as your home ground.
Yes.
And then if there's a massive game, and obviously you don't have to do that. Sometimes people, because of money, they're like, okay, we'll get a bigger gate if we take the game to the Free State Stadium, for example, and Cheetahs aren't playing. Do you get into a collaboration where you can use that stadium to then play your bigger matches against your Chiefs or your Sundowns or your Pirates?
I think that's how it's been done throughout the years.
Yeah.
And we're just going to keep everything the same. So yes, and even in terms of the Cheetahs, I am in the process of acquiring a stake in the Cheetahs as well. So that is the one good thing that is happening there. So we're looking into sharing facilities, sharing the doctors, just to bring the cost of the team down, because football is expensive.
Yeah, but acquiring a stake means what? I mean, I've seen Sundowns acquire a stake and they're part of the Blue Bulls, and if you go to Loftus Versfeld, you go down the tunnel, you go in, you're playing football, besides something that happens close to the lift. Everything else is Blue Bulls.
Okay.
So you're playing a football game, but obviously you're surrounded by memorabilia of rugby. So would you want to change that in terms of when now Siwelele steps in, that, it shows a proper collabo?
So in my discussions with the executive team of the Cheetahs, I think we've both realized that the Free State needs help.
Yeah.
We can actually, by collaborating, we've got all to gain, and we can actually help the Free State government as well. Because as much as we don't want to make it political, but
sure,
it's the government can't solve all the problems. We need to play our part by taking kids off the street and putting them in soccer and in rugby.
It wasn't bad, Calvyn, Lejon, was it? This was a wonderful conversation.
Yes, I'm shocked. No, I think more than anything, Twitter will tell us whether it was good or bad. So.
Never weigh anything to do with Twitter.
Yes.
The obsession will drive you crazy.
Yes, sir.
The obsession will drive you mad. you'll be probably needing to acquire psychiatric help because the stress, the trauma, the bully, the abuse that you will get will drive you to lose your mind.
Yes,
it's a good gauge. We've all experienced wonderful times, great times. You know, you got to be crocodile skin thick in your approach to where you are entering right now. And that is why I'm saying that it's a tough journey, but people are excited because there's hope now. Football, ladies and gentlemen, is going to happen in the Free State. It is going to happen in Bloemfontein. We've tried to cover as many bases. I know there's still a gazillion and one questions that I would still love for you to answer. But I got to thank you as well for the time. And I know you said you don't do interviews, but for, convincing you to take up this hot seat. Yeah.
No, 100%. Thank you.
And good luck on the journey. Where are you going to finish come match day 30, end of the season?
I think that is a question for the coach and the players.
No, you are the chairman. What is your wish? You must have a wish. Because now to hold him accountable, you have to say, Coach, we need to finish number X. What number is that?
No, I'm looking at the top 8.
Top 8.
100%. Yes.
Well, he's done that. He's done that with Kukuna, so it should be possible.
I think I don't like football because it's not scientific.
That's the beautiful thing. Remember what Steve Kompella said about stats and the bikini. Okay, not that I want to see any of us in those, but Marawa Sports Worldwide proudly brought to you by Hollywood Bets.
The thrill, the drama, the action. Let the game begin. Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Vuma FM and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bets. #MSW live now on 9.